All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets in college football today. Let's go ahead and get into it. And guys, in general, I just want to show you how nice of a board today we have on PrizePicks. I always say not every single slate is created equal. Well, this one is apparently a little bit better on PrizePicks today. So I've already gotten a decent amount of bets for today. Obviously, fingers crossed that those hit. But let's go ahead and touch on which prop bets we are looking at today. We'll start with PrizePicks. And so looking at PrizePicks, guys, we got Lenore Sellers for under 0.5 INTs. Obviously, we can see the line is at 1. Basically, when it's 0.5, it's either they're going to throw an INT or they're not. Same thing with passing touchdown when it says 0.5. So the average sportsbook line is really telling us that he is not going to throw an INT. So that is starting off one of the better bets that we have on paper today. Now, for him, it is going to be a more difficult matchup going against LSU. I think that's the biggest reason as to why we are seeing that line. Has thrown one interception out of two games. So kind of is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump into kind of the next prop bet that's really popping up, and that's going to be my Wisconsin Badgers, Bryson Green, who, if you guys remember from 2 weeks ago, was part of a very massive slip for us, maybe on Underdog. I kind of forget which one it was, but very good from the Wisconsin Badgers 2 weeks ago. Now, obviously, they get a tough matchup going against Alabama. Not exactly excited to be attacking that, but we can see his receptions for the past 2 games, 3 and 4. That's great. Now, the issue with him is more so the quarterback play has not been as good as you would hope. Tyler Van Dyke has been someone that has somewhat struggled. Not passing the ball nearly as much as you would think, and that's mostly due to Ches Mussolini just really kind of going off and being a stud. But I'm bringing up this situation because we're going to see that if the Badgers are going to be playing from behind, which I kind of expect them to, they have not looked good. I get Bama hasn't exactly looked the best either, but 2.5 receptions for Bryson Green does seem to be one of the better bets, really, to me, but also Vegas is telling us that as well. So I feel pretty comfortable about doing that one. Another pretty solid bet that we have is going to be Colston Loveland. And I want to point out with him, we actually are getting 2 prop bets for him, actually. So Colston Loveland, we can see 4 receptions. If he gets 4 receptions, he probably will be able to get his over fantasy score as well. Those 2 go hand in hand. So that's going to be one that I'm pretty, excited to get to. One of the better EV bets that we have on both PrizePicks and Underdog is actually going to be Dylan Gabriel for under his passing touchdowns. You're going to see that his under fantasy score is going to be popping up on Underdog as well. Again, that kind of goes hand in hand. If he gets 3 passing touchdowns, clearly, that's going to help his fantasy score, right? That's an extra 4 points and whatever yards that he gets with that extra drive, basically. Oregon State versus Oregon, kind of a fun matchup there. Jumping into Darius Taylor. This one is one that I decently like. So Darius Taylor was someone that we did want to bet on in week 1. He ended up being injured, not playing. Shout out to the most annoying football coach in college football, I think, there. Saying that his player was good to go, wasn't that banged up, and turns out he has it. Anyways, I think we can actively project him to get that same workload that he got last week, and maybe he's going to be a little bit more healthy. Maybe it's a little bit more work in this game. The issue is they are heavy favorites in this game, so that does slightly worry me. But other than that, I think we're feeling pretty good about that one. Another decent fantasy score prop bet with Illinois. So I feel like we already are getting a very good base for the prop bets we could be on. Another very solid prop bet that we are going to see is going to be in the Pittsburgh game, Mumfield for over his fantasy score. That's a solid one that we have. And as we can see, we are getting a good baseball prop, Garrett Cole for under his fantasy score. That's a big prop line difference between PrizePicks and Underdog. Let's take advantage of that. That's a very good one. Jose Ramirez for over his hitting fantasy score. That's another good one that we have. I would argue a little bit of correlation here with these two. Not terrible there. Jalen Milroe, I do expect to score 2 passing touchdowns in this game. Tez Johnson for over 6.5 receptions. That's another pretty good EV bet that we have there. So, guys, lots to offer in terms of PrizePicks bets. Let's go ahead and show you guys the PrizePicks bets of the day. Again, if you guys are looking to use PrizePicks and you never signed up before, use the promo code the number 9TO5. That'll give you guys a $50 instant match on deposit up to $5 when you spend $5. And so looking at it, here are going to be the top college football prop bets I'm going to be rolling with on PrizePicks today. Again, Garrett Cole for under his fantasy score. That's a pretty big edge right now. I like that one. Jose Ramirez for over his hitting fantasy score. This is a college football video. I get that, but want to give you guys the best bets possible as well. So I'd be happy to roll with those, but we can see very solid bets for today on PrizePicks. Let's go ahead and jump into Underdog. All right, so getting into the Underdog bets specifically for college football today. Do you want to call it? These two are both listed as higher only props. I need to kind of see how I can filter that off of the board. So that'll be something I try to do after this video. But looking at guys, we are getting more of the same prop bets there. Really, Dylan Gabriel for under his passing touchdowns, one of the better ones. And again, that correlates pretty heavily with his under fantasy score. We got Darius Taylor for over 2 receptions. Again, feel pretty good about that one. At least it being a push. Maybe he doesn't get the over, but it's one of those ones that probably won't hurt you. From there, it starts to get limited. Like, you go with Munfried for his fantasy score. That should correlate with his quarterback here. And Ellie Holstein, like, I'm kind of fine with that one. And then we got Tez Johnson. So we do see that this board does, fall off a little bit faster than the PrizePicks board. We have John Mader for his under fantasy score as well. That's a decent one. Like, we are getting some decent ones. Sanders for under his fantasy score, but it does kind of fall off kind of quickly there. So let's go ahead and get into the Underdog bet of the day as well. And I will be keeping it simple here, guys. Just a reminder, if you guys want to use that Underdog bet and you never signed up, use the promo code 9to5. The number spelled out, number 9, and then TO, and then 5, but spelled out. Looking at the bet of the day, I already showed you guys it, but here we go. It's John Mader for his under fantasy score, and then Dylan Gabriel for his under passing touchdowns as well. If you guys want to go Dylan Gabriel for under his fantasy score, you could as well. If you guys don't want to touch that because you guys really like Dylan Gabriel, I understand that as well. But that's going to be all the top prop bets for college football today. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. That does help out a lot. If you guys want access to any of those prop tools that you just saw, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Available for $10 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck today. And as always, let's keep cashing.